How's it going, YouTube? It's time for another round of routine maintenance. This time, it is twice a year or every 50,000 miles primary air filter swap. One of the easiest, not the easiest, but one of the easiest things that you can do to take care of your own truck on your own time and not pay either a truck stop mechanic or a dealership or other shop mechanic to take care of it for you. The filter itself is hideously expensive. It's $140 a shot, which is its own breed of annoying, but considering how huge the filter is, it really would be nice if it lasted the whole year, but according to Kenworth, primary air filter is every 50,000 miles you gotta swap the bad boy out. Top bolts are a little bit awkward. Very important to have a metal dish handy with magnetized, that locally fastened magnetic dish to keep the bolts for the cover, the intake cover, I guess it's called. I have no idea what the actual name is for it. Keep that where it needs to be. Let's show you this action a little more conclusively, and I might try to reposition the camera in a little bit here, but I couldn't think of a better place to put the camera aside from right there where it'd be out of the way. While I start this process, let's see if I got that loose enough just with, okay, good deal. 4 bolts, they're 10 millimeter heads. The cover just comes right off. Now there is a way to do this where you leave the bolts with the cover, but I prefer to take them out just in case of disaster so that I can better control them, even though occasionally that's just cumbersome, annoying, and awkward and more trouble than it's worth, but you know. Bolts are bolts. Okay, well I guess that one wants to stay. Good deal. Fair enough, it can stay with the cover. Let's see if I can get this last one. I really picked a very poor time of day to attempt this because it's basically dark. I'm thinking of myself as a very cool person, so I'm not trying to do this with an extra light source because I believe it's a straightforward job. However, this is one of those things that could go very poorly very quickly if I'm not careful. Let's see if that got loose. Nope. Did not. The last bolt for the air filter cover is directly above the valve head cover. bit awkward to get to. Let's see if that was enough. Nope, not quite. So yeah, while I'm doing this, I figured I'd yammer at you a little bit about stuff and things, because why not? There's one more bolt loose. There we go. Not quite there, I guess. There it goes. Okay. So I left 3 bolts in the valve cover. And just for funsies here, you can see here is the old filter. In this light, it looks pretty god-awful terrible. I'll show it to you when I actually get it out. But again, for comparison's sake, as I almost fall over, that in the box is the brand new filter. Clean and new, 50,000+ miles. Does not take long. And of course, keeping your air filter, up, you see there's the reverse of the filter, so the dirt didn't get all the way through, but you can see in there that the filter, essentially it is saturated, but material has come all the way through. I have no idea how long this takes, but I do know that according to PACCAR, this is a 50,000 mile replacement, so that's not good. I figure I'll get in the habit of replacing the primary air filter once in January. It's January. And then second time, June, July. Somewhere on the 4th of July, about the halfway point of the year, so about mid-June. Because why not? Shiny new filter. Ooh la la. And it's got a nice gasket on it, so it'll line up properly when you insert it. Just make sure it's probably just pressing lightly around all the edges. Now, if you want to clean inside here, I typically do. I'm going to skip that this time around just because, well, I don't want to mess with it. Plus, it's not extraordinarily dirty. And in a lot of ways, because it's the primary air filter inlets anyway, it's going to get dirty really quickly. So, I don't see the need to get super persnickety about it. Just get these bolts that were left in the housing snug, so I can tighten them down with my big old socket driver. Got a really nice Craftsman, I believe it's a 1/2-inch driver that I currently have adapted down to 3/8. And then also 1/4, because the 10mm socket that I have, that I carry with me on the road, is a 1/4-inch drive. Is that bolt even biting? Oh, I wasn't even in. Of course. It's always something. Okay, that bolt does not want to be cooperative, so let's get this bottom bolt and see if that one will be polite. Whew. And that one in. It should be an easy job, but how many things I say, oh yeah, totally easy, no problem. How many of those things actually end up being as easy as they should be, right? Good, it did thread. Very nice. That one thread? No, it did not. Here I thought I was doing an actually decent job. But comes the brakes. This beats paying some absurd, half or quarter hour of labor. Because again, this job is easy, it's just awkward and cumbersome and annoying. I own the truck. I should take care of the truck. Because it's my truck. I live in it for, a good chunk of time every week. And besides, investing your own time in your equipment does bring you more understanding of your equipment, how it works, what it needs, how to fix it. You'll learn how your engine is situated, where the fasteners are, where the things are that you can deal with, and you also learn, most of the time anyway, what you can do and what you cannot do on your own. There's one bolt snug. And when you need to take your vehicle to a shop. Like for example, right before the new year, I had a lovely joy of having to deal with busted coolant lines. So the truck was disabled at my parking spot, not far from home, because obviously no coolant, no drive. What in the world? Why is this bolt? Oh, it's trying to slip off. Snug it down with a different size. Maybe it's not 10 millimeter like I thought it was. Anyway, so yeah, dealing with that coolant line problem was super fun. Took me all day, and $100 or so worth of coolant. I bought almost $300 worth of coolant. Figured I needed to replace 10 to 12 gallons. Ended up only being 6.5 to 7 once I got the bubbles out of the system, but still, that's that snug. Let's make sure this one is snug. snug. Let's check this one more time, make sure it stayed snug. Snug. Let's check this one again. Snug. Problem child. Nope, that's not. Just the bolt out there. Snug. Okay. 4 snug bolts. Took me 15 minutes. Most of that was just awkward dithering about with bolts that don't like to smoothly, swiftly, and easily come out or go back in. But at the same time, shiny new air filter. Can't see it because the lighting is garbage, but still, it's a bright, shiny new filter in there, which is super nice. So won't deal with that again until June, which is super nice. So easy job on the Kenworth T680. 15 minutes. Do it at a truck stop. And it's one of those things you should keep on top of, just because having clean air going into your engine is good for your engine. And just being on top of the easy things like HVAC filters, as well as the primary engine air filter. It's just one less thing you got to worry about or pay someone else to fix for you. Yeah, it's one thing to do it at a shop if you have your truck in for a big list of stuff. You just want to add a couple more items. But the downside is that it is a labor cost service. Like, there will be a fee for the labor, unless the dealership or mechanic you work with just cuts you a break. Oh yeah, you're doing, $3,000 worth of service. Yeah, I'll swap your air filter out for you. No problem. I'll just charge you for the parts. No labor fee. Done. Because he's only going to spend a quarter hour of labor on it, and maybe charge you half an hour. Okay, that's $35 to $70 depending on your labor rate or wherever you're at. Maybe it could be closer to $80, $90. Who knows? But if you're spending $3,000, your mechanic might cut you a break. But you can't guarantee it, because not every mechanic is cut from the same cloth. Not every dealership is cut from the same cloth. Not every service point is cut from the same cloth. And at the same time, if you only have to pay the part fee of $140 for the air filter, at least that is according to 2022 pricing, 2021 pricing really, why not do it yourself? You can do it yourself, so you should do it yourself. Because why not? Anyway, friends, thanks for joining me on this air filter replacement adventure, and I'll see you down the road.